I can't believe it! I'm so happy! Father. I wonder how you're doing now. Take me with you. All right. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Chrono Trigger. Last time, we found Robo's hometown, the closest thing he had to one, and found out that his past was not today. He is our faithful companion through and through, and he got a lot stronger in the process. This time, only one of us has something that they still need to do across time. There's still plenty of things for us to do and see and explore and all that jazz, so don't think that we're quite done yet, but this is the last thing that one of our own kind wants to do. So, off to 1000 AD in the present time. To give a little refresher on what's been done already, we returned to Guardia Castle a long time ago. Marl and the king had a falling out, the Chancellor suggested a way to fix it, and all you need to know beyond that is the Chancellor is an asshat. And not just one either. If you look closely at that hat, it has two butts on it, so he's two asshats. Why not give his grace a gift to soothe his mood? He seems to have a taste for spiced jerky lately. Loath as I am to listen to any advice from this guy, we'll do it. As it turns out, this place is called the Snail Stop. I always called it the Snail Shop and have read it that way my whole life. It's just a case where if you think something is called that, your brain plays tricks on you. Always thought it. Likely you are, I am Yoda, that the killing of the enemies on the conveyor belt in 2300 Akuro Dominator gives G in the amount of 10,000. I'm going to stop. I'm saying that I did Robo's quest first because you're going to get a lot of money from beating those robots, and it's generally good if you're short on cash. What have you come here for? You have no business in this place. What's that? Your favorite. You brought this for me? Let's see. What? What is it, Your Grace? How could you? Giving me something this spicy when you know quite well I have high blood pressure! You? High blood pressure? You don't say! This is the last straw. Now I truly know how much you hate me. Father, no, Leave now, and never show your face here again. Father! In the original translation, he says, "Why would you give me this when you know I have high cholesterol?" It's quite a lot more comedic than what we ultimately got. After being kicked out, we try to go back in, and this totally wasn't a setup. Oh dear. If there's one thing I can't stand in the world, it's people like this king, where you're already in hot water with them, you already know you did something wrong, and then they just find new things to yell at you over that are so inconsequential and have nothing to do with anything going on. Door is firmly sealed, meaning we can no longer speak to the king. But you know what he didn't do? Cut us off from the rest of the castle! We going on a castle raid! I'm Pierre, Royal Legal Counsel. The king has been terribly distraught since the princess ran off. It took some time, but I was able to convince him that no kidnapping took place. The Chancellor, on the other hand, he's been acting quite strangely. We were just discussing that out, only just now. And you live with him every day? The Chancellor hired all those guards who manage the prison towers. The Chancellor may have been purposely trying to influence His Grace's judgment in the courtroom. Those prison guards were an odd bunch. Even we would get cold stares from time to time, and those eyes, it's like they weren't even human. It was right around the time that he ordered that dragon tank to be built. That was when the Chancellor started to act different. In the bottom right, there is a turbo ether in this chest, something I didn't grab on our last visit, just kind of slipped my mind. This chest, however, is locked. Nothing over this way. What are you doing here? Do you want to be put on trial again? This is where the courtroom is located in the castle, just in case you were wondering how all of this fit together. The other tower connects to the prison towers. And then down here, preparations for the Millennial Fair's evening celebration are underway. The chief cook's ancestors served in the war against the Fiend Lords. Served food, I mean. As a wise man once said, can't wage war on an empty stomach. It's kind of funny to think that the evening of the Millennial Fair still has not arrived, how all of this kind of took place in one day, because when you can time travel at will, you're not in that much of a hurry, because you're just going to whatever time you need it to be. Knows how to cook a goose better than anyone, which has got a temper that'll cook your goose. Seems to run in the family. Who gave you permission to come in here? Out with you! Spiced jerky. Yes, it's an old family recipe, but one I'm afraid I don't have. I hear it's quite popular in Pore these days. She's your hint to where you get the spiced jerky, but since we had already gotten it through other means and we saw it all the way back on our very first day, I just went and grabbed it. It's not very clear what it is exactly you're supposed to do about all this or how this castle fits into everything. Should we go back to the end of time and look for guidance from our old mentor, as he told us to do anytime we were lost? I have had glimpses, albeit vague, of events, people, and places that will empower you. A forest brought back to life by the sheer determination of a woman in the Middle Ages. An object of legend in the Middle Ages that sparkles like a rainbow. Speak to your companions. Some among you may well know the figures behind the events which I have seen. Borrow the might of all these lives throughout the ages. Let their strength become your own. For only then can you hope to defeat the enemy you face. Such is the power required, should you wish to change the future. I will remain here and bear witness to the world's fate. We heard about a rainbow object of legend or something or other that Toma the Explorer was looking for. I realize how much it sounds like Dora the Explorer now that I say it out loud, and I apologize for ruining it as well for you as well, but I am taking you down with me! He said to pour his spirits over his grave should he die without ever finding the treasure, and we've never heard of him finding such a treasure. Also, I am a very innocent young little boy. I didn't know that spirits were referencing alcohol that vapored because I've never actually drank an alcohol in my life, except for one time where my mom gave me champagne when I graduated from high school and I hated it. Admission of breaking the law on record? I guess so. This also connects to something that we did during another quest, namely Frogs, where we saw Toma in the inn in 600 AD on this continent, so go do that if you have not already. Here lies the great explorer, Toma Levine, 6th of 3rd moon, 634. Marl, it's been many a day. I located the rainbow shell, as it were. To the northwest of this cape is a large island called the Giant's Claw. The shell is there. But beware, there are droves of monsters afoot there. Well then, I believe this is farewell. Ah, there truly is no drink so fine as one shared in the company of friends like you. All the best to you. It's been so long since we saw him in each and every pub that we walked into. He was just kind of that weird guy who always wanted drinks and was spending all of his money on them and making big promises. And now he's finally come to an end and we get to see what this all leads up to. So the island that he was talking about... The island to the northwest is not this, but the Epic looks very aesthetically pleasing parked on it, don't you think? Remember that Toma is from the Middle Ages. This island exists in this time period, but not in any others. Giant's Claw. Such a bizarre name for a little cave, and it's also got the prehistory music. Crumpled note written in Toma's hand, not handwriting, written in his hand, as in it's mangled into the shape of these letters. He's really good at throwing paper upward. We have empty chests here that used to be those dinosaur eggs, and here's a throne. If you press A on it, you can actually make everyone take a seat. Chrono has a hearty laugh. Oh, is this the old Tyranno lair? When Lavos fell, this place must have been buried within the earth, and here it yet lies. Okay, got worried that we triggered a boss fight or something there, but thankfully no. That'd be one sad dungeon if that were the case. Frog pulsates his mouth up and down, the thing that I would do so much if I were a frog. Luca doesn't sit so much as stand in front of it. Ha 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 ha. Save the best for last. That is the only other time, besides the Millennial Fair, where one can witness Magus having a good time. It's fun to see, and it is kind of nice to see that he does at least enjoy his time with us a little bit and get some enjoyment out of it. Even though he doesn't show it, it's all the more satisfying when you do get to see it. He's like Squidward. Hear me out, you know, you don't hear that Squidward actually enjoys SpongeBob's company in most episodes, but every now and again you'll get that one episode where he actually does say it. It just feels so satisfying to hear. Whatever, okay, I'm being weird. So, we have a Kitosaur and, yeah, okay, kind of complicated names. And then various other dinosaurs. Yeah, they just have very hard to say names. As always, they tend to be weak to electricity. This one, though it's weak to electric shock, it does discharge an electrical attack on you afterward. We can attack it just fine, though, do a critical hit, and it goes down. We've seen these enemies many times already, and they're pretty much as worth fighting as they always have been because of just how easily felled they are. I want to switch Ayla into the party, though, because who could have seen that one coming, having Ayla in this party? Obtained a clarity cap, that's good. We've only had one of those prior, so I always welcome having status immunity in the party. That goes down, so maybe not that way quite yet. Memory serves, these rooms are very unforgiving with respawning enemies when you've only gone a little bit away. I believe you guys are called Lizardactyls. Yes, I love these enemy names. It's so funny whenever like something's supposed to sound threatening by putting two names together, and it just sounds stupid like Lizardactyl. It kind of reminds me of Dinosaurus, which I have said is one of my favorite enemy names in the past, and a certain other really great game that I very much enjoy playing very much. Nay, the best game ever in the history of forever. Okay, before we get down that rabbit hole for another 119 episodes, let's charm these guys again, come on. I'm starting to want the revealing top on, because we're having some trouble here. Enemy has nothing. Turbo Ether! There it is! Took me like 5 turns to pull it off. Wanted to show that because that's an amazing item, and of course you want that. These enemies are rather obnoxious, and I could see why maybe you don't want to fight them too much, even if they drop such a good item. They just lift and drop, not doing anything particularly dangerous for their normal attack, but they counter with Confuse, and if you don't have the clarity cap on, that can get annoying. Unfortunately, I didn't put it on Ayla before doing this battle, just because I wasn't sure when we were going to see these enemies and when I'd want to be charming them, so yeah, that's kind of on me. They're not hitting for all that much damage, though. It's just making it very tedious. We'll charm number 3. If he doesn't give me something, I'm not going to sweat it too much. Turbo Ether, good, okay. You have earned this! Oh, believe me, you have earned this! After how much grief you've done, you might think that you're not worth my trouble and that I don't want to give you the satisfaction of the most powerful tech in the game, but oh no, that's a... Well, okay. Not what I thought was gonna happen there. Ouch. I can't remember the last time that I have healed a regular enemy for that much. Do I have to actually chip down that much health before I'm allowed to start working what they normally have? Ice 2, please. Don't have a resistance to that. It's pretty notable that they have that resistance, because oftentimes they don't. Oh, my status immunity stuff is on everyone else. We're all confused at the same time. Gosh, 5 minutes later. Final kick, triple tack. Ooh, oh, I've earned that. Have I really? I had kind of a bad time in that last fight. Before that can ever happen again, definitely want to equip that clarity cap on our healer and on the one that we would least want attacking us. Chrono, you don't really have any immunity to statuses, do you? Frog will take the Ruby armor back, the Nova armor will go on Chrono, because I want to keep this party so that we can see their newest tech. We've had this puzzle before, and I believe it was right. No! Pour one out for my bad memory. Now that I know what spirits are, I can say that. These fossil apes, they're living fossils a la coelacanths. Not gonna do it. Man, just nothing wants to cooperate here. They throw you as ammo at each other. Marl, you need to cure yourself right now. Ayla, you charm that one. Please let this work. Good. Megalixir, perfect! That's about the best regular healing item that I'm gonna make sure to get as much as I possibly can. I've had some people telling me, hey, you missed a high potion that you can charm up this enemy, or hey, you've been missing elixirs on these particular bosses, and those are good items. We're just so far in, and I have so many items that I'm not caring too much about those. So that's why I'm not super diligent. I do want to switch up the party at least some of the time, as much as I do love me some Ayla. I've been trying to be really good about charming, but I won't get every little tiny material. We'll do Final Kick. Kicked through a thunderstorm into your face. Whoa, that was cool looking. I guess if you have water and lightning together on these two party members, then she just kind of kicks through it. It would kind of be a squall. Too far to counterattack, so it's going for Chrono instead, throwing him at the stone wall. Ouch. I'll have you know these are priceless artifacts you should not be throwing people at. He doesn't care because these priceless artifacts are the dead skull of his brother. No? Okay, if you could die, please, I would very much take kindly to that. Thank you. Obtained a lapis. Give the left a shot. That was what I was supposed to hit first. Oh, the cat. Oh. Well, now I get to be with Kitty. Yay. This should be the prison cell that they were being kept in before. These guys. You are the Actonix. Can I escape from this fight, maybe? Can I escape from this fight? I want to charm these guys as well. Enemies keep popping up, but I don't expect them to. It is letting me run. Come on. Come on. Escape. Oh, good. It is hold LNR to run. It's not totally clear, and I can see somebody forgetting how to do that. They actually just disappeared from the field, and I didn't have to do anything. And I've switched Ayla to be the lead of the party. By pressing this switch, we'll get our chance to fight these guys fair and square. Ayla, if you would be so kind as to hit on these lizards. They give regular elixirs. Just wanted to show that really quick, contrary to what I was saying before. And Frog, how about you show us your brand spanking new frog squash? Look at that! All these giant animal techs work the same. It's Rob's, how did I get that from Glenn? Whatever. It's Glenn's version of Ayla's Dino Tail. Lower HP equals more damage. Cure Wave is a dual tech that we have not seen before. It's similar to the Cure Wind that we got with Robo earlier. Pretty much Frog's Cure 2 version of Cure Wind. Like I said, Cure 2 on Frog is different from Cure 2 on Marl, as Marl's is a guaranteed 999, Frog's is not, and thus the same rules apply for that dual tech. Magic Davin is certainly the way to go against these because of just their really high defense. How fitting that Ayla was defeated at their hands. And that's not all. Now that Frog has learned Frog Squash, and we've seen what that's all about, the time has come to see what the Golden Gemstone is all about, as it required Frog Squash for us to be able to use that. So we'll have these two in a few fights until they learn it, until a crispy brown. You know how it works. Up here is a strength capsule. I've been giving the capsules mostly to whoever's quest it is, but I don't see much value in giving this to Marl, as her magic stat is what I mainly care about, so why not? I feel bad snubbing either of these two. Glenn, you take it. This is no longer a switch, can't do anything with it, it's just a nice little area for you to find a secret in. Going to the south, there's another little sparkly twinkly down there. And that's precisely where I want to go first. Give me another strength capsule. Hey, I don't have to snub Robo anymore. How nice are these bad guys thinking about us obsessive compulsive people who are also very into fictional characters. Thank you so much for your consideration. Opening that from the back gets a high ether. Opening it from the front does the same thing as well. Nothing over that way, nothing over this way. There is a little tiny hidden passageway, and this kind of looks like the southern end of the United States. I mean, seriously, this is like California, and there's like the Mexican border, there's Texas, and then over here you have a long stretch of nothing, and then it's Florida. Yeah. Okay, got a nice cornucopia of enemies this time. And the music doesn't even get interrupted either. Okay, that's pretty nice. Maybe, I don't want to spend so much on the frog squash. Maybe just water too. And then Robo, do a rapid fire fist on the fossil ape if that doesn't kill him. Because I'm more worried about that thing not dying to the magic as opposed to those guys, because Marl's just gonna follow up with a nice 2 and she'll take care of everything. Yeah, this should be perfect. Nice and easy. Good. You know how to follow orders. A lot of enemies aren't really into dying as soon as I say that they should. And I didn't get the tech right there. Is it already in the menu? I don't have to learn it. I'm so used to having to do one battle ahead of time. Blue gemstone! We're getting so many gemstones that have all these special triple techs attached to them. That's another one. Coming in faster than I can even use them. I'll go down, because very well hidden is another chest, a Zodiac Cape. That raises magic defense by 10. I suppose that could go on Marl. I don't have strong feelings about that piece of equipment, but why not use it if it's right here? And then going down, another chest. Obtained a Lapis. If a fight could show up right about now, that would be nice. However, I don't know if I want this. No. Not going in that way. Gonna see what's up on top of that ladder first. Atop this ladder... Ah, okay, there's not a way down. There's not a way back up. If we go down there, we're stuck. Back here it is. Hey, guys. Hey, sure, show your bulbous belly to Marl, if you would. All the way down is the Master Mune. All right. So Frog has to have gotten the fully powered Masamune and learned Frog Launcher to do this. Whoa! Yep, he summons the spirit of the Masamune itself. One hit KOs those. It's unfortunately not that strong, I don't think. This tech is more cool looking than it's actually good, so it needs Robo's Laser Spin, which he practically starts with, Marl's Arise for an attack, and Frog to know Frog Squash. It's Shadow Magic with the same properties as Frog Squash, doing more damage the lower Frog's HP is. Personally, I don't gel that much with the idea of having to use up my accessory slot on Frog, especially when Frog Squash is already a pretty decent desperation attack, even if it is physical-based. Good example of awesome but impractical. Going into this without Chrono was a disaster fee of an idea. Okay, somehow made it through. This is the start of a new section in Giant's Claw. We're going to be going through the actual Tyranno lair that they had constructed. So I think with this being kind of a good halfway point, I'm going to stop things here. Next time on Chrono Trigger, we'll go through the rest of Giant Claw, see what lies at the end of it, and if we can retrieve the Rainbow Shell, and see how this all fits into what Marl had going on. Y'all will excuse me, I'm going to go through everyone's tech lists and see if we can see even more techs on the rest of the way. See you guys then.